Did you know you can make money on Airbnb without letting people stay in your house? It's true. You can make money doing an Airbnb experience. Stick around after the break, and I'm going to tell you all about how to make some dough hosting an Airbnb experience. Hi, this is Gab Ets-Hokin with the Rideshare Guy, and I'm here to talk about Airbnb Experiences. What's an Airbnb experience? Well, an Airbnb experience is some kind of activity that you can book through the Airbnb app, and you can see them right now. Just open your Airbnb app and go look at the list of Airbnb experiences that are offered in your area. They can be all kinds of things. The sky's the limit on this stuff. No matter how wacky or crazy, you can extract your DNA and preserve it in a necklace in Tacoma, Washington. You can have tea with alpacas in Pittsburgh and also in England. You can take mermaiding lessons. This is where you put on like a mermaid suit, your bottom half, men and women, and learn how to swim like a mermaid. I'm not sure why anyone would want to do that. It sounds like a good way to drown, if you ask me, but a lot of people love doing this and they have a lot of fun. There's beautiful photos, so I'm not knocking mermaiding. Please, no hate mail or hate posts. Anyway, you get the idea. The sky's the limit. Of course, most of the Airbnb experiences involve walking tours, but or bicycle tours, but really you can do anything. So that's what an Airbnb experience is. How much, you probably want to know how much you're going to make hosting an Airbnb experience. Well, you get 80% of whatever the customer pays, whatever the guest pays, unlike other gig work platforms that I could name. How much you charge is, again, unlike other gig work platforms, totally up to you. You can charge $5 for a 2-hour tour, or you can charge $500 for a 2-day experience. It's really wide open, and obviously the uniqueness of your experience and the depth of your expertise and the location and all this other stuff is going to come into play with how much you can charge. But this obviously leaves a lot of potential earning. You're going to get paid, by the way, through direct deposit or through a ATM debit card or through PayPal. And that'll appear the day after you complete your experience. How do I become an Airbnb experience host? Well, it's pretty simple, and I'm glad you asked. Just use the link that we're providing in the article on the Rideshare Guy, and or this link right here that we're posting, and boom. Go to that link, and you will come, if you already have an Airbnb account. Of course, if you don't have an Airbnb account, create one. Then you will just, it will take you to a create your experience page, and you will create your experience. You need photos that show what happens on your experience. You need to have a detailed description of what people are going to do and what they can expect on their experience. You need to set the number of guests and all this other information that's going to be there. This isn't going to, I don't want to give you like a step-by-step guide on how to do this. It's pretty self-explanatory once you start. Anyway, once you've finished designing your experience, you will submit it to Airbnb, and within a few days, they should give you a reply. If they don't like the experience, they're going to give you tips on how you can make it better so that they're more likely to approve it. So I want to tell you about my experience with Airbnb experiences. I'm already a tour guide. I've worked as a tour guide in San Francisco for about 6 years now. And so it really wasn't hard for me to design my tour. And I went out and I did a dummy tour. This is something I recommend to make sure that everything works within the timelines and all the businesses are going to be open and all the stuff that you want to do is going to be available when you're offering the tour. And that made it easier to design and plan and write out the tour and, you know, talk about all the stuff and also have the photos of the things. And I submitted it, and within 3 days, Airbnb approved my tour, and it was on the site live on the first page of the San Francisco food experiences page. And within 2 months, I was approved. Now, 2 months sounds like a lot of time, but I posted my tour during a dead time in San Francisco, in the winter, deep winter, and rainy, cold. Not a lot of tourists in town. But after a while, and also I didn't have any reviews, but but then I booked some tours and got some reviews, and I've had 8 tours in 6 weeks, which I think for a new Airbnb experience is probably not that bad. And I've just had a great time with my guests. I haven't made as much money as if I was driving, with Uber or Lyft, but I expect my income to improve as it gets busier and I get more reviews and more in demand. But I'm going to tell you something. I had a lot more fun with my guests than I have with your average Uber or Lyft passenger, right? They're interactive. They want to hear you talk. They want you to show them the city. They enjoy being with you, and they actually tip. So I really had a good time, and I'm going to keep doing it. So should you sign up to be an Airbnb experience host? Absolutely. And there's lots of resources. There's local Facebook groups for Airbnb experience hosts. There's lots of online documentation. By the way, there's 40,000 experiences being offered worldwide right now. And remember that something like 5 million people a day use Airbnb. It's totally insane. It's a huge market that you should take advantage of, because, like me and a lot of the other contributors on the Rideshare guys say, you always got to be working on your plan B, and you always got to be working hard because you don't know what's going to happen to Rideshare. So Airbnb Experiences offer a great platform for you to make more money and to grow as a small business person. I hope you take advantage of it. I hope you use our code. I hope you go to the Rideshare guy to read more. I hope you post in our comments. And thank you so much for watching. And don't drive yourself crazy.